Hello, welcome to my little Draw My Life Vtuber edition. My name is Killam and I am a Vtuber. I was born in Argentina and I am half American. I have siblings, both before and after me. Ever since I was little, I really liked drawing and singing. I remember telling my sister at 5 how I was gonna be a rock star and tour the world while she made me watch Barbie movies. But even with all of that passion, I was still way more interested in just art because I would draw on walls with my siblings doing fan arts of various TV characters. Yes, My Little Pony and Kobu. I grew up in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by fields and animals like owls, iguanas, foxes, snakes, scorpions, a bit of everything. And I even rode some horses for a good chunk of my childhood and have some scars because of it. I used to be a really extroverted kid to the point that I would make friends just being like, hey, I like dinosaurs. Do you like them too? Okay, we're friends now. And even though I did have some anger issues while I was like around 3 to 5, I did slowly get over that and I was pretty decently behaved child. My parents divorced when I was little and I moved homes a lot because of it. And also thanks to bullying, I had to change schools a lot at the same time. Speaking of bullying, that is something that I sadly experienced from a very early age until like graduation, pretty much. I vividly remember my first like strongest example. It was not even in high school, it was like in primary school. This girl made an entire Facebook page just dedicated of making fun of me. And I remember like spending most of my recess just either like running from bullies or hiding in the bathroom because it was like the one place that I could hide. Funny enough, I still use bathrooms as fucking hiding spaces as a coping mechanism. As I grew up, I became more and more introverted since the autism started showing more and more. I was still a very creative kid. I would make like my own little paper toys that looked like birds because I was really into Rio at the time and teaching myself how to speak English through musicals and YouTube. Thank you, Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, specifically his Subnautica series. I did have some close friends over the years, but most of my high school I spent kind of by myself, and most of my friends would be online. In the mess of my life, the online world always seemed to be the one place of comfort where people would like be kind to me and try to understand me, and where I could be creative without limits and draw and share my artwork with the world. Despite this, my biological father, who we'll call sperm donor from now on, noticed my shortcomings in specifically socializing and my grades and would constantly compare me to my extroverted straight A sister. And funny enough, she would defend me from this. She was and still is my best friend. She translated my autistic nature to my family and helped me understand them a little bit better. And she would also defend me while I was slowly discovering myself sexually. At 17 years old, thanks to a series of events like losing my friend group at the time and sperm donor being as toxic as ever, I became very depressed, never leaving my room and feeling pain every day just by existing. Because of this, I sadly attempted to take my life and ended up hospitalized because of it. And after being stabilized and realizing that my life needed to change, but not for me, but for my mom, my sister, my friends, I started seeing a psychiatrist, unlike the psychologist that I really couldn't click with in the past. And that's when some good change finally started happening. We found out where my pain came from. I got medicated for my sleeping problems. I even got formally diagnosed with autism. I was slowly being able to get accommodations from my high school because of it. It feels like thanks to this psychiatrist, I was able to find someone who would take the time to understand me and help me understand my emotions and my feelings. Finding strategies to cope and slowly learn how to approach people and make friends. I would not be where I am if it wasn't for her, and I'm forever extremely grateful for that. The years after that, COVID happened shortly after, so I was able to finish my last year of studies from the comfort of my home, where I was able to dedicate my time to my art and slowly started selling my first ever commissions. After school was over, I managed to convince my mom to let me take a leap year to test this art thing, and if I couldn't make enough money to move out, then I would study. I didn't want to do this because all the universities in like my country in general didn't really have what I wanted unless I traveled multiple states away. So let's say that I had the option from like learning traditional painting or designing logos, and that's not what I wanted. Also, I didn't want it to lose the rhythm and demand that was slowly increasing with my art commissions, and I felt that I had a very good chance of actually making this work, and if I suddenly got very busy with studies, that would ruin that. And eventually, with like some time and practice, I made it. And I saved up money and I moved out on my own. And a few things happened between then and now. I'm getting slowly ready to move to the States for a year and test if I can live there. And if not, just come back. Last year, I visited one of my best friends and I went on my first ever convention, meeting different content creators. And I am still not 100% sure what I will do, but I can't wait to keep growing and meet more friends IRL. And yeah, that's my life now. I've been selling art for a few years and I'm working on my content. And thank you for hearing me out. And I hope this helped you understand a little bit more about me. Yay!